Noah opens nationwide today, but it has already had folks talking, including some criticism, much of it from people who haven't even seen it. There's been speculation that the director, Darren Aronofsky, took dramatic license in telling this well-known tale. We're going to talk to him about that and a whole lot more. But first, here's ABC's Dan Harris.
In order to make a nearly 2.5-hour-long epic movie out of the relatively short story of Noah and the Ark embedded within the Bible's book of Genesis,
huge wave which is coming from that way.
Director Darren Aronofsky knew he'd have to take some artistic liberties.
There's a long, long tradition of looking what is there and trying to figure out and kind of puzzle together what it may have actually been like, and there's a lot of clues.
Aronofsky went to great lengths to build a realistic ark, but admits that some details, like fleshing out the character of Noah's wife, who is mentioned but never heard from in the Bible, had to be imagined for the film.
They're children. They're our children, Noah.
At its core, Aronofsky says this movie is a drama about a family dealing with a difficult task in the face of a world gone wicked, a story he's been drawn to since age 13.
I wrote a poem called The Dove about Noah, and it ended up winning a contest for the United Nations. So it kind of sent me down the path of creative writing and storytelling.
For Good Morning America, Dan Harris, ABC News, New York.
I have been looking forward to talking to Darren Aronofsky. Good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
So we heard in Dan's piece, age of 13, congratulations on the award that you won for the paper.
Thank you.
So here it is. Opening night.
Yeah.
You've been thinking about this for all these years. What are your emotions today?
It's insane. I mean, it's been a 32-year-long journey. It's the longest one. And as a filmmaker, since I made Pi, my first film, I've been thinking about making this. So it's been, it's been a long journey to see opening day with Russell Crowe and see a billboard out in Times Square. It kind of blows my mind.
He was here earlier in the week talking about it. We had Jennifer Connelly here.
Oh, great.
And as I told them, watching it with a group of people, not really knowing what to expect, and going in with an open mind, there has been a lot of criticism, as you know, and Paramount put out a disclaimer and saying it's inspired by the story of Noah.
What is literalism? Does literalism exist? And when you're dealing with something like Noah, where everything is a miracle, from the deluge, from all the animals 2 by 2, everything that happens is a miracle. As soon as you start to interpret it, when you cast Russell Crowe, it's an interpretation. So of course there's going to be that, but it's about the spirit. And the spirit of it is going back to all those 4 chapters and trying to be very, very truthful to every single word, every sentence, and to bring it to life for a 21st century audience. And
talking about bringing it to life, the Ark and being truthful, the Ark itself. I want to play a little bit of a clip
please.
here. Here's Noah. This is the part in the screening where we're all like this when we're watching it, and we felt like the flood was coming and that. The Ark itself, you went by the dimensions in the Bible.
Yeah, it's actually one of the most specific things in the Bible. It actually gives you the exact cubits, the measurements, 55 by 75 by 350. And then with Hollywood's power and might, we were able to build the actual full thing to scale. And it's interesting, when you look at, all religious art for the last few thousand years, they always do something with the boat and the keel and a houseboat, and that was the first thing I pitched Russell Crowe. You were not going to be standing there with the long white beard and the 2 giraffes standing over him. It's going to be something new and fresh.
It was huge, and not CGI. This was the real deal.
The real deal.
And you really needed that for this type of film. And even Russell said how impressed when he came in over a helicopter on location and almost wept.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I mean, with all the miracles happening in the film, you wanted something to ground the actors, because if they were fully on a green screen with everything, how do you get that emotion? And the emotion was so important to me in the film.
Darren, at heart, it's about family.
Yes.
Isn't it really?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's about a lot of things. It's about family and about survival, but it's also about how we all have original sin in us, and what are we going to do with this second chance we've been given. We're living the second chance of Noah. And it's a great cautionary tale to look at ourselves and think about the world we're in today.
That's what we did when we left the film.
Okay.
And there's these great themes. There's a little bit of everything. There's a bit of everything in the film. Yeah, and I hope people will go to it.
Please
and see
come on out and see it.
With an open mind. If you do that, I think that they'll be pleasantly surprised.
Thank you very much.
All the best to you. And
thank
congrats
you. Really nice to meet you.
Since the age of 13, now it's here. Noah in theaters nationwide today.